I brought you Baltimore beers because this is a Baltimore, Maryland podcast. So
we also have Chips Ahoy, so we're gunning for them as well.
We do have Chips Ahoy. Hey, what is today? Is a what? It's a Thursday.
Thursday. That's what I brought.
Oh,
This is my first time in studio.
Connor's our co-host for a half hour.
is a sour beer similar to like an IPA?
No.
And, no.
Oh, it's
I love
shitty. It's shitty, just like I thought it was going to be.
Sour Patch Kid beer.
I'm
pretty
drinking.
much.
Dave just brought me my brother, who knows that I like Blue Moon and anything other than experimental beers.
Well, this is a
Brought me-
Baltimore beer company.
I mean, Blue Moon was once experimental as well.
It was, and I did bring orange slices.
You did, so
This beer is from Oliver Brewing Company, Cherry Wheat Ale. Thank you.
Oh, you didn't get the sour one?
No, I didn't get the sour. Why would I choose a sour beer? Cherry Blossom, actually, and
It's a cherry wheat.
cherry wheat. Cool. So it tastes not good.
It's not a sour.
Now a word from our sponsors, and we're back. That was quick.
I think that your sponsor break on there should be the beer. It should be
No,
like
well,
a
you
fake
gotta.
a fake commercial for the beer. It's
I
like
don't think this beer can afford to sponsor us.
It's a Baltimore Brewing Company.
You should-
Oliver Brewing in Baltimore.
5.5 alcohol by volume. CJ would ask for that. It actually is smooth.
I haven't had that one. I haven't had this
I
one.
normally trash most things I try first, and then I go,
No comment.
what?
He's my little brother, and he has trashed a lot of my things over the years.
I just trashed a bar that you did karaoke in.
And I don't care. I get paid either way. And there are people there, and I have a good time.
Did anybody say anything to you about that?
Not yet.
I mean, we have like 95 listeners in just Rosedale.
I have not promoted your podcast.
I went to 3 bars and I gave out 3 sticky notes.
Sticky notes.
I did. I didn't
you need
even
to make
like
some
get them
business
printed.
cards.
I know. I used to, when I cut grass, I used to have sticky notes that were printed from sticky note, and you could put on whatever you wanted.
Let me just correct. I've actually been taking a switchblade to people's cars, drawing a QR code for the show. If you go to Baltimore Farmers Market, love it so much.
Bring a gun.
What area of town?
Bring your vest.
That's a good question. It's the area of town where it's during the farmers market time. It fills up and it's pretty nice, but afterwards,
like follow the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Farmers market time.
Exactly.
How many farmers were there?
That's
I was gonna say
at least 6. There's at least 6. After the farmers, this is what I love about it. After the farmers market closes down, the homeless fill it back up, so it's a great spot.
Is it like a petting zoo?
No, you don't get to go see the animals. You're like, I want
Like a llama?
dead goat, and they're like, cool, we'll kill it and we'll give it to you.
I'd imagine the goat's already dead. I mean, you haven't gotten the lamb.
No, it's alive.
Is this
because
what we're doing on Saturday?
They have to follow halal traditions. Like I
I'm gonna
wouldn't go
make him buy a
somewhere.
fucking lamb. I'm gonna make him buy one.
If I would love to, I actually have to do that. But basically, because it has to be halal, they have to kill it humanely. Right? It's supposed to be as little pain as possible. Which, like, kudos. But like more importantly, they just do a good job.
Flash frozen's the best way, right?
Yeah, but they do a good job of not having gross meat because it's also the rep on the line.
Gross
They
meat?
have to, yeah, like it's not bad. Like they kill it in a decent way. It's done to a good job.
In studio, I have a co-host of Connor, and I brought my brother. Did I bring you? You arrived. I forgot you were coming.
I called and said, "Are you still doing this? Am I coming over tonight?" Like,
I
what's
asked
going on?
him last week or something. Like, I'm not going to make you sound like a complete idiot unless you're Connor. Connor's a punching bag.
That's right.
Everyone knows that.
Complete idiot. What is a half idiot?
Half idiot? That's like, it's a 50-50.
I have someone I know ask me, "How much of an idiot do you think I am?"
Ooh.
And I said, "You know what? That's a good question. Now we're going to have to keep tally, and you're starting with this percentage." And
I think
every
you
time
just started 0% idiot.
No, because they already questioned how much of an idiot are
Which means past tense.
are they?
Are they in general, like,
How much
in
of an
your
idiot?
mind,
Yes.
of what you've seen them screw up?
Correct. So I started with a percentage and said, "All right, you're going to start at 32% idiot." And
Okay.
every time they do something wrong, now you're at 33%.
So you've known me for my entire life, for literally my entire life. Would you say that you accumulate idiot points?
Yes.
Yeah. So I am probably 99% idiot.
No, because you figured out how to start this podcast, so you get a point for that.
1 point. You do get points.
you
That's
get
a negative point?
Yes, you
Yeah,
get back
okay.
down. That's a smart point.
Now you've met Connor a few times, and this is in very limited form. It's really loud at the bar.
Never had a full conversation with this
How
guy.
much of an idiot is Connor?
According to you, or according to what I've met and known and
I
heard?
don't talk to you that much, so this. ought
No,
to be
but I'm
pretty good.
guessing.
Yeah,
I don't know
According
him
to
very
you,
much.
no, like your idiot scale right now. How much of an idiot is Connor?
I don't even know how old he is.
I doubt I even have spoken of Connor to my brother Dave. So.
No, but I've listened to the podcast.
Yeah, of course. So what's his podcast?
His
This
podcast
is a great
percentage.
This is a great start of like what is Connor's presence podcast idiot scale rating?
I'm gonna go 10% idiot
Thank
with minimal.
I think that's what you hope for as a
I'm
person.
going for low. Yeah.
Like, you have to expect some.
he doesn't
some
get to
qualities.
talk very much on the show. He only gets to interject few and far between.
I'm edited out very strongly. They say my jokes can't be aired. I say
Okay, so I cut out 22 minutes of your speaking.
Connor in studio.
Yes, but you have to interview him and make it about Connor being. No, what's the next one? It's the next. That's funny. That was pretty good. Connor's.
I don't see ideas on
top
here.
to the left. Connor something. It says the word
Connor in studio.
right
That's
below
what
that.
it says.
What below that?
It says karaoke Dave.
That's you.
Yes.
Do you want us to call you Karaoke Dave?
oh my god.
DJ Boda.
DJ Boda. I said that like 15 years ago or 10 years ago, and you were like, "That's so stupid. I don't want that."
But you could also
And
say
then everyone's like, "Oh yeah,
KJ.
DJ Boda."
KJ Boda.
KJ Boda.
I like that.
It's
that?
a karaoke jockey, not a disc jockey. So they use KJ.
Fancy. So Dave,
That's
do you
the
see
correct
do you see the
terminology.
Connor part at all?
I do, but I'm reading your nice spelling on these boards, so you got minus a point on your idiot scale.
Wasn't for you. Dave. You're so funny.
I know. Thanks.
So Dave, here's Dave coming in studio here. Hey Dave.
Hi.
You've been here for how long?
I've been tasked with Connor topics. I've
Connor
been here
topics.
for.
It even says that. That's you. I know you knew what it said on
That's
there.
the
you
third
fucking
item.
Asshole.
That's the third item.
Okay.
You told me to
Connor
read from the
topics.
top down.
All right. All right.
I've been tasked with reading, and I'm reading correctly, but he doesn't know how to write. So my first task I will complete for next month. I will be getting Dan a proper whiteboard that you can erase.
Nice.
It's called a dry erase board, so you can
They're
have that.
expensive at like places. I don't want Amazon horse shit.
It is
Jeff
a piece
Bezos' dick, his
You
dick rocket money.
whiteboard. All right, I've been tasked with reading this board. Connor topics: car donation success. Fill in.
Nick is my yang to my yin. I love Connor too. Did you see his smile go down when I said that?
I think that-
he's all jealous.
I think you would be the yin and he would be the yang.
Okay.
I sold my truck, but I still have my other car, my daily use. But basically, long story
Let's define what Connor thinks a truck is.
okay.
What vehicle was it?
It was a Toyota Tacoma.
That's a pickup truck.
It's a pickup truck. Not only that,
That was nice. That was a nice truck.
Just because it doesn't have black smoke coming out of the exhaust doesn't mean it's not a truck.
Are you able to get that when the diesel is cleaning itself? That's the only time I spit out black smoke. Oh, I love that though. Just
His neighbors love that too.
oh, that story was great. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell that story. Rolling coal, and just hit enter. Rolling coal restroom. Rolling coal.
Rolling.
What you do is you tune your engine a certain way so that it's literally it emits the type of something that you would think is inside of a chimney, the blackest of black soot. And they do this to people in like Texas and stuff. They'll take a big hose and put it right on the exhaust pipe, and they'll bring the hose other end into like a public restroom and just fill the restroom with. It's awful. How's your question going, Dave?
I'm good. We're hearing
Welcome
about
to
trucks.
podcasting.
We're hearing about trucks.
all right. So I had this truck, and it basically had these issues. Dan was there for some of them. So basically, how it started off is that the electrical went kaput because it hadn't been driven in a while, and so I had to do all the electrical. It was all this pain in the butt. Huh?
What was the electrical problem? He's like, I wiggled this wire.
No,
It didn't work. I
it was-
wiggled that wire. It didn't work.
It was that I had my buddy try to actually drive the truck while I was gone, and he basically, what was it, when you put the wires on wrong when you jump it? But basically it just fried a bunch of the wires. I had to replace them,
That
and
sucks.
a few of the it
You're
was
lucky
okay.
it didn't mess the computer up.
Well, I'm just happy.
Dave, positive to negative, negative to positive. What happens? Now
Zaps it.
we know.
Basically, I get the truck. out of the garage, everything else, move it out into the street, and it sits there for like forever. And so what happened was, eventually, after I'd just been checking up on it for a few months to make sure it was still there, I never really did any real work with it. And they came and towed it.
Yeah, the tags were expired.
The tags were expired. Now, so basically what that meant is that I couldn't put it back out on the street because that just means it will get towed again. So after I go and pay the $250, I get it towed to a mechanic's. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm happy. I'm going to go buy a battery tomorrow. I'm going to bring it in. Yeah, it's going to suck.
Success story.
Yeah. It's going to suck paying $1,000 for this. And then I get there and I realize I don't have the key and I can't find the key anywhere. So I'm looking all around. I can never find it. Eventually, now a few days of this goes by. I have to leave and come back. Luckily, the mechanic basically just stores it for free for about 7 days.
You got lucky.
I did.
Most really mechanics will tell you to go fuck yourself.
That's right. Now I ended up calling this Cash for Cars thing. And while I did that,
what's the kids? Yeah, what's that? That's what I said when he first told me the story. Cars for kids. I said 99991
1877 cars for kids.
I don't know cars.
You negotiated with the people.
Yes. So
I didn't know you could do this.
So when they gave me the price, none of their questions ever asked about a car key. For instance,
offer.
Yeah, when they went to make the offer.
Say that again.
What? They never asked about the car keys. So if you don't have your car keys, they only ask you like 10 questions.
You're on a phone, right? You're hitting buttons.
Yeah, not even talking to somebody.
Yeah, you were like Connor's like, please don't ask about keys. Please don't ask about car keys.
Now, basically after that, I started getting all these other text messages from all these other people, and I started looking them up as well, and I found out that the company that I called all had sister companies that were all under this one big company. Now, so then I looked up other companies in the area that were under another big company, and I reached out to them. Now, this people I did have to speak to. Now, I told them I already had an offer. My first offer was for $1,003 or something like that. The second offer that I got from the competitors was $2,003 or $4. And I was happy with that because at the end of the day, I wasn't going to be putting it back out on the street or getting paid storage fees, getting it towed over again or whatever else. And I didn't have to pay $1,000. Anyways, long story short, when the tow truck driver was showing up, he was showing up late. He was going to be about an hour late, and I had to stay on the phone with him for about 30 minutes. He told me to reach out to these other people.
Shady tow truck driver.
He said,
what you should do is cancel with those guys. Right? I got this guy. His name is Bill.
That's exactly what happened.
Bill.
And they went up to 3-4. So I was pretty happy.
$3,400.
Yes, for 2001
with no key.
With no key.
Doesn't run. Has a flat tire.
He had the title.
Did have the title.
That's important. That's about $400.
And it was clear.
That's right. Clean title. Everything else.
Can't get in it.
Engine was still good. No, you can get in it because the back door doesn't unlock. The back door doesn't lock. So
nice. Quality. How many miles? So you got $3,400. How many miles?
375,000 miles.
300.
Toyota.
Yeah.
Man, $4,000.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Why aren't you buying dinner tonight?
Why am I not buying dinner tonight?
I want Chinese food from the place up the street that doesn't deliver.
Hello, how are you?
Because I'm definitely going to be spending.
That's a lucky inn. I love that place.
At minimum, I'm going to be spending $17,000 on replacing the rear differential of my Sequoia.
Didn't you make a replacing
Toyota?
Also Toyota.
Yeah, he does have a Sequoia. It's a pretty badass vehicle. I like how you have a detachable front bumper. All you got to do is kick it a little bit.
That's detachable penis.
Yeah, it's just a bumper. Yo, the bumper. Look at the bumper.
It's super fun. I hit a deer when I was down in Alabama. Or actually, I should rather say the deer hit me, and I do not accept anything else. I was driving, minding my own business, and then I see this, what looked like a dog out of the corner of my eye, run up.
Wasn't a dog.
Try to hop in front of the car, and then it's just a deer that just messed up my front bumper.
Dear.
Yeah.
They run off like they're like, woo!
I hope it died.
I know. I got out of my truck once and I was like, I hope you fucking die.
Yeah.
That deer must have done 4 rolls across Lockhaven Boulevard. Just all like got up on its 4 legs and just ran off.
Was the deer supple?
I'm the one that wrote the question. I don't have to be tasking it.
Supple means like soft, flexible, bendy. Like a woman's curves are supple. They're flexible, they're bendy, everything else. Dan doesn't know this because
I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I don't know what.
Well, I was gonna.
Are you pretending? Are you trying to make a gay joke? I'm not a homosexual male. I do have a lot of friends that are homosexuals, but I'm not.
That's good. Do you share beds with them? Or?
No, I won't share a bed with you at all. You'd have to pay me a lot. I mean, everybody's got their price. What, Dave, what's your price?
Now, sharing a bed, does that mean you sleep in the morning and he sleeps at night?
No.
That's hot racking.
Oh, he knows a term
I
for
don't
that.
know what that is. I've never heard
That's
that
military
before.
shit. Yeah, me and Dave are so like on we have friends come over and they're just like blah 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 military. I'm like, oh my god, we're probably pretty safe
It
with him
makes
here.
sense because you go to bed and the bed's already warm.
Yeah.
That's what that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
hot
hot
boxing.
not something else.
Anyways,
Speaking of military,
all right.
Try not to breathe into the microphone.
I think it was
I
me.
like that.
Yeah.
I do pay extra, so they take that shit out, but they're not that good at it.
Who's they?
My agent,
Oh,
fancy.
fancy like that.
That's a good song. Walker Hayes.
Sing it.
That's the karaoke, right?
Yes.
Perfect. I actually really love the karaoke. I think
Connor fucking loves your karaoke.
I really
He
do.
has never sang.
He sang I effing hate you.
Yeah. Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
I just
met,
push the button and walk away. And
I
don't
met
pay
those
attention.
guys. They were good people.
I think it's good because you need a host that's strict with the rules ever so slightly because otherwise people just do whatever they want. I remember one time a lady came up and she was like, oh, I'm here to sing or whatever else. You called somebody showed up and you're like, you're not so-and-so. Where is so-and-so? And they were like,
you waited. Dave does he's a good karaoke guy.
Yeah.
You've been not doing karaoke. You've been a DJ at karaoke for, I would say in my eyes, 4 to 6 years. No, it's been longer than that. 15 years?
I started when they banned smoking in the bars.
Holy shit.
However long ago that was.
That was
if
a
you guys
long
want to
time.
research
That was like
that,
2000
and email.
Connor, when was it? You're my research guy. When was it? When was smoking banned in bars in Maryland?
the Clean Indoor Act of 2007 prohibits smoking in virtually all indoor workplaces in Maryland as of February 1st, 2008.
So yeah, I've been doing it since 2008.
2008. I'm not doing the math, but that's a long time.
But
You had to go through COVID.
Whoa, that was so long ago. They set up tents on outside, like it would make a difference
Pup tents?
having those big white tents.
Yeah, big tents. That Baltimore City was really awkward. Like Fells Point, they would take up all the parking for all the tents, and it was like the outside bar. What's the difference? It's worse. There's wind.
People are sheep.
that's a very
Sheep.
fair point.
Yeah, you could put,
They're called sheeple.
Sheeple.
I like the
You
Slipknot.
could cut up sheeple at the halal bakery.
That's true.
Nice. Good
Butchery.
callback. I enjoy the it's a song named People.
People are people. So
I knew you were going to interject me.
that song.
It's a song that's labeled "People Equal Shit" by Slipknot.
How does that go?
I can't scream that loud.
Good.
I could. Wouldn't sound good.
Dan is this typical drummer who doesn't sing very often.
I sang once. You were at that show, I think, at the Baltimore Beer Garden.
How many drummers sing?
I'd say 50%. It's under
50% of
it's-
drummers in bands are singers,
Yeah. It's under contract.
like leads.
Okay, when you take a job, they're hiring a certain amount of people on stage with a certain amount of singers. So you only have to sing like 2 or 3 songs back up, like la or la, like little notes. You have to have a microphone set up for the drummer. And I've taken shows where in order to get full pay, you have to sing and
Harmonizing.
yeah, harmonizing. It's not hard. I'm not the best at it, but I'm not the worst at it. I've heard way worse.
So you're
than what I
saying
did.
50%.
About 50% of drummers, if they're professional, probably the 100% of the professional drummers.
Where's Nick? He's not here, is he?
It hurts inside, Dave.
I'm sorry.
not having Nick here. Just
I know. I'm
having a hard time here.
showing the depth of the sense of Nick
So-
missing him, not being here.
We're missing Nick, and I'll give you the full story on this. This is going to be fast. I get a text that says it's Kathy's birthday. Kathy is Kate's mother, so it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Kathy. Dave, what does your list say? You got 2 items in there. I tasked you with 3 items.
I know. I got 2 in.
You got 2 in. We got 1 more.
The other one is about a TV show.
What is that?
TV show.
Yes.
Something that Connor and I both enjoy.
Have you ever seen a TV show?
Try again.
Have you ever seen a TV show?
Connor knows every TV show, every movie, every poem, every book.
All right. Have you ever seen a TV show that was about a women's prison in Australia?
In Australia? No, I have not actually.
It's like an Australian version of Orange is the New Black.
We were actually just watching Orange is the New Black before
Yes.
we came over. I actually really prefer Australians culturally, I mean. Isn't Australia, wasn't that basically already a prison, like originally? Like, didn't they just ship people off to Australia to get rid of them? So Australia was a penile colony.
Penile. Sorry
nice.
for the pop.
In
Penile.
1788, over the next 80 years, more than 160,000 convicts were transported to Australia from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales in lieu of being given the death penalty. So it was basically like their...
what are we talking about?
Serbia. You know, like Russia's got Serbia. Apparently,
Dave, Russia's got Serbia.
yeah, England's got Australia as like a
Is
exile.
that in like Maine or
They exile people to another country.
was
Yeah.
that Florida? I know the East Coast.
Nice.
Pretty good.
It's-
People exile other people to like Cuba.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Shout out to North Carolina. Stop Outer Banks.
Yeah, we don't have really an exile system here in the U.S. other than the prison, which
Is that
is
like-
like
You can't
Or
come
maybe
back.
Canada.
yeah. I mean, if you can get away, I never understand that. If somebody wants to run away and live in another country, I would just say, all right.
But then they become a
happy.
fugitive. They're running away
Well,
because they are guilty of
They
a
did
crime.
something bad.
Okay, but then where's
You
the
don't want the bad
alternative? Is we
people.
bring them back and then it's just
Pay for them to live
Well,
out their
they
years.
can come
Yeah.
back and they go into jail for a year or two and then come out and try again.
well, just let them live in another country if they want to.
Or they
escape to it.
create a new persona and then move back. That's why they.
That's
do it.
another.
What are you
good one.
saying
Yeah,
about my
that's a good
friend
point.
Anu?
I know.
It was an Indian person joke.
Oh
Sorry.
my God.
Do you know someone by that name?
Yeah, I don't even think that's an Indian
I
name.
Yes, I do. He's really cool.
So I've watched the show similar to Orange is the New Black called Wentworth,
Ah,
which is
think I
I
started
believe
the
it's
pilot.
a better show than Orange is the New Black.
Is it more
we
like
just
Oz?
saw Piper
Would you,
almost fully naked. Like she was pretty.
would you
no?
say it's more like Oz, or would you say it's more
It's-
like
I've never seen Oz.
Oz is more?
I'd rather
like,
watch a women's prison show than a men's prison show.
Thank you, Dave. That's my brother. Brothers represent.
No, I think if I was a woman,
They're banging.
I
in
don't
the
think
chapels
prison
and
would
stuff.
be like
Yeah, it's
the
pretty
worst
good.
option. Like, do I think it's great? No,
Prison is,
but
it's a horrible option.
yeah, well, if I was a woman though, I would be like, all right, maybe.
No, it sucks. I've been in the prisons. It's bad. I was a dishwasher guy.
Well,
I fixed dishwashers in the prisons.
I
They'd be like,
believe women-
"Ooh, it's a man."
I
I'm
believe
like,
women.
"Oh my god, that's not a woman."
Really?
No, yeah, I've been in WDC, Women's Detention Center.
I'm not saying-
it's a man.
I'm not saying that it would be fun.
These women,
or whatever.
It would be like roaches coming towards an open orange. It
Again,
was bad.
Again, I would just say, like, I don't think I would be able to keep going if I went to a men's prison. Like, you know.
Oh, there's
like-
always the option out. That's why you ask for the longest rope.
Dave, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Would you marry a man? Hold on.
No.
Wait. You haven't heard it yet. You haven't heard it yet.
Question. No, it is the question.
Done.
You
Answer
can't
no.
add. You can't add to the question.
Wait.
You can't come back to it.
It's just opening up a larger topic. But would
not
you marry?
possible.
Would you marry? This is for both of you. Would you marry a man if basically you were getting paid nothing, like very little,
No,
and
I'm answered. We
And-
both got our answers out. That was quick.
wait.
That is correct.
So
Yeah,
you're getting
Dave.
paid. You're getting paid very little. All right. In just life as a single person, right? You could marry a man. You would make $2,000 extra every month per person, meaning $4,000 every month, and you get your own apartment. And in addition
Me
to
and
that,
Dave are ready to walk out.
and in addition to that, you do not do anything sexual with them whatsoever.
So just have a piece of paper saying I'm married.
Yes,
What's the benefit?
we're
the
both
benefit-
we're both thinking
Money?
about it. We're both.
is exactly right.
Why not?
Is it
Why not?
like a subscription? Like I can just be like, hey, I know I
I'm
gave you a
subscribed,
year
married,
by
and
year.
we're sharing insurance.
Perfect.
But we live in two different houses.
I mean,
why
I
not?
I could do that. I have no
If
shame.
I've already
I wouldn't
committed
have-
to a woman and with a woman, and that is my situation, and that woman accepts it, then it's fine.
yeah, I mean,
But
I think most
I'm
women.
not going to start there and then try to find a woman.
Now I know two dudes who have already done this. All right, this is like a common thing in the military because in the military you get BAH. So BAH is basic housing assistance.
Oh,
so
I mean, it's a lot. Houses cost a lot.
Butt and horse.
Well, but like, who's going to look you up?
I couldn't find anything BAH.
No, you can.
well, you
Butthole
get
and
BAH when
holding.
you get married at all. You can get
Butthole.
married to a woman, right, and you get paid a lot as well. But then you also have to basically get divorced from her at some point. Now, do you think that you would get a divorce from her or the dude
I
much
would
easier
definitely
in 4
divorce her.
years?
There's no reason to stay married. What do you? Sorry.
In 4 years, who do you think is going to be more like
What's a 4-year
amicable?
thing? I don't understand.
Like, well, we're
4
just talking about an enlistment at this point.
You're
So
getting-
you could choose to stay in for 4 or longer.
So now this is just a military question.
military question.
I'm too old for the military. It
Hey
doesn't
Dave.
affect.
Hey Dave.
Oh.
You and I are hotboxing. What's it called? So Dave, I know you. This wouldn't specifically work with you and I because we're brothers. But on this story, you're not. You and I are hot bedding. Is that what they call it?
Hot racking.
Hot racking. Okay, we're sharing a bed, but we're not sleeping in the same bed. We're pretty close, right? You know.
I'm too
So-
much of an adult for that, but I'm listening to your story.
I hear you. Okay, so we're not brothers, but like, okay, we're in the military and we passed each other, and I'm like, hey, I left you a Snickers bar up there, man. You're gonna love it, whatever.
Ew, Snickers bar. It's like a turd.
Fuck you, god damn it. Okay, Jelly Belly jelly beans, and they taste like shit. You love those things.
Ew. That
You
means it was
brought
in your
me.
ass.
You brought me sour beer.
I did.
Hey Dave,
You didn't even taste it.
Hey Dave, in this story, you are a really good friend of mine. We're sharing the same bed. We sleep on the same pillow, whatever. I have a scenario where we're both getting out of the military soon, or we're going to be on reserves. In order to get some housing assistance, all we have to do is sign this paper saying that we're married. Just be gay married, you know. We don't have to like sleep in the same bed from here on out or anything. We're just, just 4 or 5 years of this, and imagine $1,000 a month, you know.
But housing assistance, you would be living in the same house, and that's not.
It's okay. It's big house.
That's true. You get
It's a big
2
house.
rooms,
Yeah.
one
Basement,
on the opposite
first
side
floor,
of the door.
third
I'm
floor.
not doing that.
I couldn't do it.
I
Sorry,
think
Con- I'm not. I mean,
So how many years did you do that, Connor?
I had the opportunity. I had the opportunity to. I did think about it for a second. I really did. I thought, you know what? I could live on the other side of the apartment,
and I said
we could
no.
bring home separate
I
chicks.
said, I
and
said
do whatever.
fuck no, Connor.
Yeah, nice. But I mean, ultimately, I was just I wasn't super on board with it. Now, however, I think that is a much smarter plan than getting married to a woman in the military for the same reason, right? If you get married to a woman in the military for that reason, let's just be honest. Eventually, something's going to happen there.
Well,
versus 2 straight dudes, nothing is gonna. There's not going to be any.
I've said 1,000 times. I wish I was gay. I wish I could do it. I just
That
can't.
woman in the military has already been with half of the platoon.
No,
that's
not
also
true.
well. I mean, it's
Maybe.
pretty decent.
Take a shower.
Like, if we just went off a case-by-case basis, when you see people get divorced in the military and there's a woman involved, it's typically pretty awful. That's why lesbian marriages in the military that end really quickly are the worst ones, especially if they're on the same ship. Most of the time, one of them has to leave. It's just they like each other so much, they date for 2 months, and no joke, they get married 3rd or 4th month. And
How
that's
long does it last?
about the same amount of time.
Okay.
So, and then after that, they get tired of each other and then fed up, talk shit about each other.
Connor,
all the
are
time.
you married?
No, but I've seen tons of it.
How's your board looking, Dave?
We got all 3 comments.
Good job, Dave.
Nice.
Dave,
I've been tasked with and completed
now,
a large task that ends in success. I went to a barber to get my beard trimmed for the first time.
I've never found a barber that will trim my beard. Not in Baltimore. I'm sure I can. Where'd you go?
I went to a place in Ricerstown on the glasses.
Yeah.
Order. I've seen them.
Dave found my glasses. If you
Didn't
could,
know they were missing.
there's no tracker you can put on glasses. You can't. That's a previous podcast reference.
I
to this
know
one.
about your tracker.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard that one.
I like the tile
About your
trackers.
wallet and you lost it.
15 minutes worth.
I've heard about all that. Dan has
Um,
lost multiple things,
Oh my god.
which is why he needs a tracker.
when I was
when
younger.
we were younger,
Yeah. This is good.
we would go out. We're
Price
on
Club. I
vacation.
remember Price Club was
We're going to
anywhere where you can spend
the
money.
dollar store, anywhere. The hobby store. We're going to Pep Boys to get Dan
yeah.
parts for whatever project
Kristen
he was
would drive
working
me
on.
to Pep Boys.
And
You remember Kristen?
Dan would get in the car, headed to Pep Boys, list in hand for himself.
I needed a belt for my tractor.
List in hand. It didn't matter what it was. We'd show up.
Fuses.
We get all the stuff together. We get it in the cart. We get it in the basket. Carry it to the front desk, the cashier. Hey,
Yeah.
whoops! I forgot my wallet.
What? That's what I did.
That was Dan's
That was my
MO.
move. It was my move.
Over the years, you learn that don't take Dan anywhere unless you see his wallet
You guys have
in
money.
his hand.
You guys all have money. They're all older than me. I was a little brother.
I don't know if that was a genius move for him to save money to buy these microphones for this podcast,
These microphones, you don't want to know how much money I spent on this shit.
or
This is a lot of money.
it was a very entertaining
How much do you
story.
think one of these boom stands cost?
About 2 days' work to pay.
Roughly.
about
pretty-
2 days worth of your
They're pretty
paycheck?
nice. They're
Yeah,
made by Shure.
I'm sure.
Oh, nice. I have a
Mhm.
Shure sticker on the back of my truck. I should. They should massage my back every 3 nights.
Only every 3 nights.
This is new. I had a guy
I know,
stole
that's a drummer's
Cajun.
table.
It's called a
bumper
It's
or
not a
whatever
table.
it's
It's a box.
like you beat on it. It's like
Connor's-
those things that you see the homeless people trying to get money, and they bring that out with a bucket, and then they like beat on it and try to make songs.
You know, our father went to Washington State and saw the guy that's on YouTube doing the bucket. He saw that guy live. Click, 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 stick throw. Boom, boom. But
How many states have you been to? Total.
I'd have to do math. I don't.
You're very good at math.
Oh, so good. ADHD is a good thing, man. ADHD brought you this podcast. This podcast is brought to you by
We were just talking
Attention-
about math, and you
attention
started talking
deficit disorder.
ADHD. I don't know how we went from math to ADHD.
You said you're good at math. What do you think? Why do you think I'm so shitty at math? I mean, it's.
You did good math last podcast I heard about when you were multiplying 1/64 and 1/28.
It didn't end with a success story. There's no way.
No, you were doing good math then because you were doubling.
Oh no,
32,
that's
64, 128, but that's numbers, and that's
music. That's all. Yeah.
those are fractions. That's math.
And I do actually do 30 seconds and 64ths.
Yeah,
I do.
that's math.
I did the math, and I do that. But as a drummer, like you don't think of that. You don't go. One.
That's a recall from another podcast.
It's really good, Dave.
That shows I did listen before I showed up.
You were tasked with recalling an actual recall from a previous podcast, and after 17 attempts, we got it. Congratulations.
I told you I didn't listen to the last 2.
In your non-functioning studio it's comfortable. You don't want to be downstairs on these stupid stools and like.
It's kind of warm in here.
Connor do you see the blanket? Connor's vagina was throbbing.
He's from the South, though.
I said it was hot, and he was
I
like,
said it's warm.
he woke up. He was like, "Oh my god, it's so cold
I
in
didn't wake
here."
up. I was awake the whole time.
Bad tipper.
I don't tell stories that are untrue. I just don't. It's not worth it because there's so much. You can go into it.
Someone said that to me one time. They said I was a bad tipper, and I was tipping on like a
Truth-
$6 check
a
of like
truth-
something. It was like coffee and like a treat or something. And I was told,
It's pretty cheap.
yeah. And they said
$6.
Yeah, that's not even a check. There's
I-
no way. You
and
don't
I
sell
tipped.
anything. Like, were you a Wawa?
I tipped $2.50, right? And I was told you're a cheap tipper. That's a bad tip. And they
I'm
said,
sorry, I said that.
and they said you should tip at least 15% every time. And I was like, I don't know if you know the math. This is over 15% of a $6 like cost.
There are a lot of variables in tipping. Have you ever worked in the service industry?
Yes. And I don't. And
No, I'm not talking about servicing Chinese people on the side of the street.
no, I don't like now. It's nice to tip. right?
Asian. I'm sorry, Asian.
It's nice to tip. I think it's like somewhat expected nowadays. But if it's a $6 thing, why would I
Somewhat
make?
expected.
I'm already making it $8.50.
What a cheap piece of
Right,
shit.
I'm not going out there and funding the whole business. If they want to pay their people more, that's totally fine.
That's not how it works.
But it is.
What-
I tipped $2.50. That's well over 15%.
Yeah, you did great on that one.
That's-
we're
there's
not
nothing wrong with
arguing
It,
with that.
that's not. That might be the case. It might
I'm
not.
talking
be the
about we
case.
go to Waffle House. I'm gonna set the scene. It's 10:30 at night. Waffle House.
This actually is
No,
that
wait a
story.
minute, it was-
$6 at
what?
Waffle House.
This was not Waffle House. I'm giving
Well,
you
I'm
a
going
new.
back to
I wasn't there for the $6 tip.
this. Mr. ADHD. Let me go back to finish his. Where did you work service?
At a climbing gym.
That's not a service industry.
It is because it's retail. So we not
What
only
was your minimum wage?
well over the average minimum wage. That's fair.
That's not how
Okay.
servers go.
So server minimum wage back in the day when I was serving
$2.50.
was $2.38
okay.
an hour, and minimum wage for a non-service job was like $5.25.
This is a long time
So
ago.
you have to balance out
Minimum
that
wage now.
hourly rate to match at least minimum wage.
What are we at? Like 13 an hour
I
now?
don't know.
It's up there. It's getting.
So you have
high.
to balance out the difference between their basic minimum wage and where they should be at minimum. If you sat at a table for an hour and a half and drank a coffee,
That's an hour and a half. They could have been making.
they could have had 3 or 4 other clients
$60
or customers that
$60 ticket.
came in and had a coffee and tipped them. Or if you sat at a 6-top table
Right.
and you're by yourself,
6 people. He's there playing
you could have got a
backgammon
tip
by
for
himself.
6 people.
Yeah. Well, exactly. So
So you have to balance. It's a It's a balance.
I think a one-off interaction, they can get multiple people through the line. $2.50. I'm
but
happy
if you're
with
sitting there,
well, I'm not. I'm
still
going up.
supporting.
I'm servicing myself. I'm buying it.
Yeah,
I go back
servicing
up.
yourself?
I wouldn't
I
do
had
that
to
in
go.
public, man.
I had to go up there, and there's two things to this.
Pee Wee Herman over here.
The first thing is that I had to go up there, pick it up myself, come back. Right there's no. You prepared it. Thank you so much. Here's the $2.50. Thank you.
No,
and I went down and I sat and
agree.
drank it, and
That's
I bust
fine.
my own thing. So I'm
Now,
like,
Connor, scenario.
now hold on 2 seconds. Now, additionally, I also worked in an assisted living home, right, where I had to clean old people's shit, and that's no joke. All right, I had dementia.
Like their
People,
plates?
you had
You have to
dementia.
I
clean-
had it personally, but I had
Hey,
I had
poor
residents.
Connor. He's
I
like
had
22.
I had residents who had dementia, and so they would smear shit on the walls, and we would have to go in and clean it up. All right.
all done that.
Yeah, sure, of course. And then the normal residents just shit themselves, right? Now I was
I'm
getting
about
paid.
to do that right now.
Nice. I was getting paid minimum wage.
Now we know he knows how to clean it up.
I was getting paid
You're up,
minimum
Connor.
wage. No tip whatsoever. There was no families getting together at the end of the year and being like, whatever. I do believe, yes, like staff, servers, and stuff are underpaid. I do think that that's on the fault of the business, though. I think
not
the
on
business.
it. That's not how it works, though. It's like saying
You're right. That's not how it works. It's not how it should work,
I
too.
want my car to work with no fuel.
I think that it sounds silly. Like, honestly, pay your people more, right? I mean, if you want to have the argument that yes, it is the consumer's job to also pay the people, fine. But I don't agree with it. I think it's dumb. But I still do tip. And I like to tip in cash too because that's not taxed.
How big is your tip?
Nice. Also, I like to pay for things in cash,
Connor-
typically at bars, because then I just see them pocket the money and they
Connor-
never charge it. And I'm
Connor,
really happy with it.
You cut me off earlier. I said,
Yes.
Connor, here's a scenario. We're at the you're paying for dinner. It's $42 is the bill.
Okay.
It was two people. We're paying for dinner. We're at Applebee's.
Is this?
This is for Connor.
Late night at Applebee's on
Is this y'all?
steak night.
Like steak night. Call
Is
back.
this y'all?
Call back from there. This is you and me.
We've never been to Applebee's together.
I know. This is a scenario. Okay, so if the bill comes in, it's $42. We both had 2 beers. We had some chicken poppers. We were there for a little bit. We were there for like a good 45 minutes. It's $42. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
And it comes time for Bill, right?
Okay.
Now
Who's Bill?
Bill is our server. Bill wants to get paid, right? Once the on the bottom of the receipt, there's a total. The total shows up as $42. Above that, it's a small line. It's tiny. It's just like
says tip.
it says tip. What do you write in that box?
First of all, I only use cash. Second of all,
Edward Snowden again. Here we go. Give me the wrong side.
$10. I would feel happy with laying down a 10. Normally, and I will also say that I normally carry like 20s and 10s, and occasionally I'll get some singles whenever it breaks up. So I try not to use the singles. So most of the time, if I tip, it will be a 10. So I kind of have like just a standard. For those who can't see it, Dan is humping the mic. Dan is making the mic look like it's his penis.
Connor, that something's happened in here. What's something's different? Smells different. Smells. I smell
we
something.
have Nick in studio. Can
No,
we get some
that's Nick.
applause?
Nick.
Can we get some
I've never
applause?
met this guy.
Nick can't hear
Nick,
me.
the celebrity, the co-host.
He hasn't turned you on yet.
The co-host.
You gotta,
There he is.
Yeah,
you gotta turn me on.
you sound pretty turned on.
I'm going to turn you on here. Does this help if I rub your knee?
That's a little too far, Dan.
Nice. He did it anyway.
But yes, I
This isn't even a bit because they can't see it. It's not really a bit.
have arrived from my mother-in-law's birthday.
I heard you had to sing happy birthday. Was that hard? Because,
Not at all.
Who do we have in the studio, Dave?
I believe this guy that's been here multiple times.
Multiple times. He's
Nicholas.
Yeah, his
we
name's
live in
Connor.
We live in the same.
Nice.
His name's Connor.
I saw
Light a candle.
about an hour ago that apparently Mike Tyson is going to be fighting Jake Paul.
When?
Oh, nice.
When?
June or July 20th.
But Jake Paul's not a serious fighter.
It's a thing. I mean, I saw multiple postings of it. Whether or not it's real, I'm not sure.
I mean, Mike Tyson's not the same fighter as he was either. I mean,
Nah,
that's
but
fair. Yeah, no, he
Mike Tyson's
he
still
literally
Mike
bit
Tyson.
an ear off.
Yeah,
The guy has the fight in him. Like
yeah.
the Eye of the Tiger, that song's about him, or Muhammad Ali. One of
I
the
don't think it's about Mike Tyson. It
No.
came out before Mike Tyson was
Yeah, well,
around.
that's fair.
I feel like Eye of the Tiger was more directed towards Rocky.
Well, fine.
It
But
was in the Rocky soundtrack.
It was in the Rocky soundtrack, and it was written for Rocky. Did you know?
I did not know that. Not
That's,
for
that's a
Rocky.
fact.
What was the band?
It's a really famous one.
I wouldn't say.
It's pretty famous.
The band's name is Don't look it up.
I don't.
Survivor.
Yeah, Survivor. I was about to say, I know it. It's like right on the tip of my...
It's pretty
My
famous.
wife listens to it
I mean,
a
they
lot.
wrote Eye of the Tiger. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it, but it's a pretty famous song.
Did they write it or just sing it?
That's a good question. But
I mean,
it was written for the movie. I'm pretty sure they wrote it. Let's look at it.
Do they have other songs?
It's
Does
time to Google
Survivor have another song?
I don't know.
They do.
Do they? What is it?
They have multiple songs.
What's a good one? Tell me the second best one.
I mean, I'm singing "Eye of the Tiger" in my head now.
I was about to say, clearly not enough good
No,
ones.
I mean, if you name it, I could like throw a couple words on it.
The Survivor guitarist Frankie Sullivan and keyboardist Jim Petrick.
Did they write that?
Yeah, this is actually interesting. I'm gonna have to double
He's
check
researching.
this.
Finally, we've been asking Connor to research all night, and he doesn't. even...
Now, somebody,
Nick, I'm over here having problems because like you're not here.
somebody correct me, but
I missed you. Oh, I missed you so bad.
But when you watch the original Rocky
want
movie,
you in
right?
me.
Oh my god! When you watch the original Rocky movie, Eye of the Tiger's in the first movie, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Right.
because I'm reading this thing right now. It says Eye of the Tiger is a song by the American rock band Survivor. It was written as a theme song for the 1982 film Rocky 3. So that's what's curious. I'm gonna look that up a little bit because I'm pretty sure it's in the first movie. Am I crazy or am I just
Like a bomb. You got to be careful with that mic, Mr. Nick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So here's the thing. Eye of the Tiger apparently only shows up in Rocky 3 and Rocky 4.
Oh.
And then additionally, some people claim that it was re-released with Eye of the Tiger in there for the first movie after 1984.
It was added in.
Yeah, but nobody seems to agree on that. So it might be one of those Mandela things.
Ooh, the Mandela.
I mean, it
I
could
heard
be
he
like
got
the
out of
whole-
prison, didn't he, Nelson?
I thought he died.
He died not that long ago. But
Well, I mean, he was out of
wasn't.
prison.
He was in prison, and people believe he died. That's where the whole Mandela effect comes into play.
But I thought that was really just like government, like in all honesty.
It was government propaganda, I believe, on
That's where
like wherever he was president of.
That's where that term came from.
Yeah.
He does have a bassy voice, doesn't he? You hear him, he's like,
It's very sensual.
I know.
Hey.
if he had a vagina.
Then you would marry him
No, I mean,
for 4 months or 4 years.
4 years is the max. We went over that earlier.
We'd have, no, I'm not
He
gonna
would-
get into
Thank you, Nick, for not embellishing.
it.
He would have a hotbed.
When you said 4 years, I was like, okay, he took it one step. I was like, can I take it to the next step? And I was like, no.
This was
I'm not
something
going
earlier
to.
before you got here because you were late today.
Yeah.
Where were you, Nick?
I was at a birthday celebration for my mother-in-law.
And how long did it take you to say happy birthday? Hour
Looking at my watch, about an hour and a half. Yeah.
and a half.
I'm gonna watch Rocky Balboa.
I respect that.
That's how long a birthday party is at Chuck E. Cheese.
No, you're right. I mean, no, this woman,
When you worked there,
this
you
woman,
did birthdays.
Kathy is a saint. I mean, she's a great person. Yeah. Nick? I challenge you. Find one nicer person. You can't say Nick. You can't say Kate because what she just told me outside before you went to the birthday party. Because
Your grandmother was nicer,
I don't know.
Mm.
This is a grandmother. This is
but yours was nicer.
There was a gentleman named Ricky who I used to work with at Medieval Times, and he would literally give you the shirt off of his back.
wow.
He was so fine.
My brother's a homosexual. I didn't say that.
Oh, Ricky, he's so fine. This is
Nice.
What are you like?
Music
60
lyrics,
years
Dan.
old?
I think that's a good question. I think everybody should go around and saying the best person that they know in their life, like the kindest person.
Really?
Yeah,
I've already
yeah.
done that. I had a whole podcast on it. She's in
Who?
Montana.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is your nicest person.
Yeah, you can't judge people. You can't be like that person's nicer than the other person.
I mean, my grandmother was
I think you
nicer.
can.
Your
I mean, you
grandmother's
already-
dead. Your grandmother.
She was
Your
the
grandmother
nicest.
is
My
dead.
dad's stronger than your
She
dad.
was.
Nice.
Oh, O'Doyle rules.
I've said that before too. O'Doyle.
What makes
just
what makes a
O'Doyle.
nice person, Dan?
A nice person is somebody who puts others' needs in front of their own.
Okay, so you can quantify it then.
You can.
Okay.
I mean, but the fact that they that they can do that for you is different than whether they will do that for you. So you have to know and feel and whether they have the opportunity. There's people that will do that. Like, Nick would do that for me. I would do that for him, but I'm not taking my shirt off every time I see him. I mean, unless we're in bed.
But if they're taking
Why
advantage,
do you keep going back to that? Is there like a callback that I'm missing?
I missed you so much, Nick. You've been gone for an hour and a half.
I think that's what we should start doing. If Nick's ever late, we should just fake all these inside
All
jokes
these
that
just
just make
gay
it sound
jokes.
really gay.
everything.
It's like, oh, sorry, Nick, you weren't there for that. And then he'll hear it and he'll be like, no, they just started saying really gay shit to me.
By the
What
way,
was it? Dirty Mike and the Boys, the soup kitchen from what was it?
Hard. It's the other guys.
No, not Step Brothers.
It's the other guys.
Yeah, the other guys. You're
Yeah,
right.
Dirty Mike and the
Dirty
boys
Mike
in
and the boys.
in the car.
Yeah, we made
And
it
they had
into
the
a
orgy.
soup kitchen.
Yeah.
Have you been formally introduced to my brother Dave?
I've met Nick before.
I know you
Yes.
met him before, but
I guess we haven't formally been introduced over the air.
I aired 2 episodes today.
You should have a love seat instead of a 3 cushion seat. Then we could be closer.
I had a 5 cushion seat. I gave it to Nick and his family because they could.
There are 5 people there.
Yeah, I would give my shirt off my back for someone who needs it, and they needed.
So it was a couch.
It was a couch.
Yeah, we traded couches.
It's because he
I said, I'll
likes to
take
be
the shitty
shirtless, so he would give the shirt off. His
I
back.
was shirtless last night on the podcast.
Here's a philosophy question, very, very sincerely. Do you believe that it's better to give the shirt off your back, right, to your neighbor if they need it, or would you just say that if I gave the shirt off my back to my neighbor, we'd just be both half dressed? Which one do you think is better?
If you buy them a shirt,
If you buy them a shirt,
I'm having a hard time segmenting back into this conversation. I don't know what you mean.
you don't get it.
You're talking about cutting it in half?
no, like Donald Duck only wears a shirt, and the
that's
other
hot.
person would only have
he's,
pants
he's walking
on.
around. He's like, look at my dong. Yeah,
Dan Donald Ducks it here too. Right?
I
Sure.
do.
He
I've
comes
walked
down the
downstairs.
stairs.
I've walked
Winnie
downstairs.
the Pooh, Donald Duck. What other
I've-
characters?
Connor sleeps on the couch.
Yeah.
I've walked down the steps, not knowing Connor was in my house.
Going commando.
Yeah, getting ready to go to work and walk down. Jesus Christ, Connor! I like cover myself with my shorts.
You didn't give him the helicopter.
No, helicopter dick, helicopter dick, helicopter dick, helicopter dick. What's that from, Nick?
I don't know.
Oh my
I
god,
think it's SNL skit. Actually.
it is.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of SNL.
Sing it, Dave.
I don't know the song.
I'm gonna bang your mother. You're be
It's
my
Connor's
mother's
favorite
brother. My mother's brother. Something. Brother's mother.
Mother lover.
Mother lover. That was it. You
Yeah,
be
my
my mother
mother
lover.
lover.
I be your mother lover.
Let's fuck each other's mothers.
Yeah,
Fucking each other's moms.
Fucking each other's moms. Oh, it's a great skit.
Yeah, there's a scene from That's My Boy where he calls him a brother fucker. Word to your mother, brother fucker.
Nice.
Jesus.
You remember that?
Good.
I didn't flip that over. I don't know what that is.
Nick, do you want to try your Anne Frank joke again? Because it was a little scuffled out on the
And
last one.
Frank.
And frankly, I just didn't get the ending.
That was really good.
Thank you.
I like that. Anne Frank, you said, not Anne Frank. That was Helen Keller. It was a Helen Keller joke.
Oh.
Yes, it was about
Piano. We were gonna have a pianist.
I said, why does...
We had so many pianist jokes. You have no idea. We had like 40 pianist
I said,
jokes.
why does Helen Keller only play the piano with one hand?
She sings with
Yeah,
the
because she
other.
uses the other hand to
He
sing.
did say it correctly.
That's
I
a
listened
really-
to that
It was
episode.
choked out. The one word was choked out a little
That's
bit.
a really polite Helen Keller joke.
Yeah, it's like it's not super off kilter, but it's,
Yeah.
just enough.
I thought she was hot. The pictures I saw. Saying
I've never seen a picture of Helen Keller.
that was a
She's probably never seen a picture of Helen Keller.
oh my god, 18 through 80, blind, cripple, and crazy, right?
Okay. Oh, so this is our shout outs page.
Yeah,
Shout out to
We need to do
Browning,
a
Montana.
I text Nick all day. He doesn't text me back.
You said shout out to like Sabrina or something.
No, his name was Cameron.
Yeah.
He works
shout
at
out to
Forum
Cameron.
Services. He's a young dude. He just got I'm guessing he just got a job because he looks like he's 16. No, I'm sure he's 18 because he's working at a place with forklifts and stuff. But I introduced him to the podcast. I said check it out, and he was like just type it in. And I went on Spotify and I hit the download button. So now when we go on our agents page, we'll be able to see that we have. Where are they? Linthicum Heights.
Oh,
That's near the airport.
Yeah, that's where I work.
yeah, Linthicum Heights is down near Lansdowne.
Nick grew
you
up
remember
there. Stomping ground for Nick.
Yeah, do you remember how I want to
Curb
say about
stomping?
4 days ago?
Curb stomp.
4 days
Holy
ago, we
shit.
were talking about Bitcoin. Remember
What?
how a few days ago we were talking about
Yeah,
Bitcoin
Nick's
and
trying to get me to buy
cryptocurrency?
Bitcoin. He's like-
no, fuck that. I'm not going to tell anybody to buy cryptocurrency.
Dogecoin.
Nah, SHIB.
Shiba
If it
Inu.
sounds like douche, don't do it.
I actually bought SHIB like 2 years ago.
It's going up now, though.
Yeah, it has.
It has
but
been going
I'm
up.
still not back to where I bought it at.
He's like, they didn't take my original
fuck,
money
that's a
to give
dagger.
it back
Yeah.
to me.
Those are penny stocks.
Yeah. So, but Bitcoin,
She sounds hot.
at the
Penny.
time of us
She is
talking
a-
about our notes, the highest Bitcoin ever was $66,000.
Wow.
As of yesterday or the day before, it hit a new all-time high of $69,000 per Bitcoin.
69.
We
Yeah.
wrote notes down, Dave. It's for me and Nick. That's
Do you know
$69,000.
what 6.9 is?
1.1 less than 7.
It's
Correct?
69.
Do I get it correct on that? It's what?
Oh,
It's what?
man.
It's 69 ruined by a period.
Here's my thought, right? Is if you call a sponsorship or back to our sponsor, and then It'd be some gimmick.
I'm trying to get Poppy's tacos. Dave's like, Nick is dead. Nick is dead. Fuck that guy. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Dave, stop trash talking Nick. He's from the
okay.
streets. He comes from Halethorpe.
Yeah, Gator don't play about his bitches.
Nick will fuck you up.
Yeah,
That's,
Gator.
what is that?
Ga-
Oh, that's from the other guys as well. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I
Gator's bitches better be wearing jimmies.
So how many
because he was a
Bitcoin?
pimp in the other guys.
Yeah, in college.
Very nice.
How many Bitcoin do you own, Nick?
I own like
That's a financial
Point.
question you should not ask.
No. Trust me, this was not gonna. This
I own like
question.
$20 worth of Bitcoin.
I was gonna say this question will not make or break him. Nobody's gonna be like, "Give me your Bitcoin, motherfucker."
Hey, I got like $20 worth of Bitcoin.
It's like 0.01554396221.
I think you're highballing it.
I was gonna say, I think you're way
It's like
over.
0.00009.
I was about to say you got to think one Bitcoin is worth $66,000 to $69,000.
Yeah, he asked me how much Bitcoin.
and I got $20 worth of a Bitcoin.
He asked me how much Bitcoin costs. I was like, I don't know, like $700. And then he was like, let's look it up.
How much is Amazon stock since you said fuck Amazon earlier?
I fuck Amazon. Their shit. Their stuff is they're good on.
Scamazon.
They're good on some things, but like if you get a carburetor from Amazon, don't expect it to work.
I actually have a story about parts. I don't know where the guy got them. I replaced parts on the guy's car and it snapped in half and he blamed me on the install. And I'm like, technically, we put the alternator in and the tensioner. The alternator was bad, so you took it somewhere else. They redid everything we did, and then the tensioner broke.
Yeah. Aftermarket parts are not good all the time.
Yeah, Nick. Good news. Sold the truck.
Okay, what are you?
Guess how much you
What am I
sold
getting?
his?
I already had the Tacoma.
Guessing game.
I had two vehicles.
Oh, you sold your old. Okay, you sold your
did sell
truck,
the
and now I'm
But
assuming
wait.
you put the money for that into repairs for the Tacoma.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing.
Okay, nice,
That one,
very nice.
Sequoia.
Sequoia, that's right. That's right.
It's a what I call a natty bow truck.
By the way, I
it's
just
a one
wanted-
eye because the left side's falling off.
All right, what's your dream vehicle? You can have one vehicle, and it's the only one you're ever allowed to have, but it will never be destroyed. It'll never go away.
A
What is it?
90s Honda NSX.
Okay.
Not a bad choice.
Why? Why do you love that one so much?
The aftermarket modifications are crazy.
Our cousin Brian had
those
an
things are
NSX.
those things are built for speed. Like they're low to the ground traction.
Prelude.
That's what he had.
That's like the retard cousin of the of the NSX.
Really?
No, I would say it's like
NSX
it's like
was
the
smaller.
ugly, it's
NSX
like the
is
redhead
Acura,
child.
right?
No, NSX.
Same
Honda.
difference. Acura, Honda.
NSX was the smaller. It reminded me of the MR2.
You know the NSX was
I used to
a
own.
sports like an expensive sports car.
Was it? I mean, well, I used to own an MR2. I owned
Are you
it for
thinking of
3
an
weeks.
MDX?
No, MR2. Dave, look up
MR2 is a
yeah,
Toyota.
Toyota
That was,
MR2.
the engine was in the back.
Me.
How many cars have you totaled?
One,
Bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit.
two. Okay.
I like
Okay.
that actually. It's a very
It's very Corvette-esque.
it actually
let me
gives
see it again, Nick. Let me see
actually
it.
gives me strong 80s vibes. Like I
Ooh.
could see me doing
Ooh.
cocaine off the
Oh, that's
dashboard.
good. That's good looking. That is good looking. Good choice.
Are you saying car or truck or vehicle? Like you said, what is
Vehicle.
your vehicle? Like,
You know what? That's a good question. I won't even limit it to cars.
because
It
I
could be
mean, I
whatever.
would get in helicopter because it's more.
No, you can't.
What?
No.
Give me a loaf of bread with your helicopter.
I probably could.
I think if you had a helicopter, you could haggle
There
with
will
people.
be cops involved.
Wait. You could haggle with people to get car rides. You could say, "Look, do you want to go down to
Now
DC?
you're homeless.
15 minutes." No, you could drive. You could fly down in 15 minutes down to DC.
How about a
That's not
1980s
true. 30
Mercedes-Benz Unimog
No, I wouldn't.
416 Doka?
Anything Mercedes Benz. Nope. Oh my god. Can't
Why
describe
wouldn't
that.
you go like an RV?
The gas prices.
I mean, we're not worried about that. If it's your
Your whole life,
time,
you got to deal with it. You're not going to always have money. That's a cool looking.
I do want.
But I mean, it's your like, hey, this is your car for your forever. You would have it, and you just do whatever you want.
Nothing lasts forever.
That's what he said.
An
It's-
RV.
this one does.
This one does.
That's what it is. Like you're, you
It's
know,
just there's only your personal taste. That's it.
You couldn't shield a tiny Toyota Tacoma in Arlington or Alexandria or wherever you were. You couldn't shield it. They towed it within like 4 days. Imagine having a huge thing. You got to park
I
somewhere.
think the
I'd
idea
have
is
a
that
big
it's,
truck all day long.
no,
It's not a big
it's
deal.
moving the
It's
whole
a-
time.
it's a fantasy.
This thing's got to sit still for like 2 or 3 days at a time. Because think RV, man. I'm just your whole life.
You want an RV?
Yeah, well, no, you're saying one vehicle your whole life.
You want to choose an RV?
No,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't.
would.
Dave is saying that. My
That's
brother.
what you're saying.
My
Wide
oldest.
open road. You're out there doing whatever you want. You can go wherever you want.
I will not trash my
That won't
brother's
be on
name.
there.
He's been
I've been out maybe 4 times.
You called
total
that.
with him.
I heard you call that guy a little person out your window.
Yeah, that was all me.
Nobody here heard that story. I just it's the best story I've ever told my
Yeah,
entire
we
life.
pull up to this 5-star establishment.
Dave's like, I was just doing
And,
karaoke there on Tuesday. That's what he told
yeah,
me.
Dan's like,
Emerald
oh,
Tavern. I was
they
at
have
Emerald.
a little person. But he said it so fucking loud that
Everybody
it comes
heard
out
it.
of my window, and I'm looking over in that direction.
They all thought he called him a little person.
Yeah.
So
He
really,
wasn't.
Dan,
He's just short.
you didn't say it at all. It was all Nick.
It was all
said it.
Nick the whole time.
And I'll do it again.
That'll help your demographics.
Yeah.
Hey, Rosedale is one of our top grossing areas.
Okay.
Shout out to Rosedale.
So if you did have an RV, right?
I mean, I'm close to retirement. I want to buy an RV.
You want to buy? Have you ever heard of this thing called boondocking?
No, that's something else they do in the military.
even-
No. This was
yeah, it's in when you're hot boxing, right?
this was if you have an RV and you park it somewhere where RVs aren't necessarily supposed to be overnight. That's called boondocking. So there's a whole
Like
website.
Walmart.
Yeah, well, Walmart they allow you,
They
and
do allow
they're
you.
actually happy.
But
that
when
do
you
it.
cook meth there, they kick you right out.
Not the one over on Perring Parkway. There's a guy that lives there, and he moves it around the parking lot.
That's funny.
yeah,
as
you got to
shit.
move it.
On
You got to move
Pulaski
your meth
Highway.
lab around.
Yeah, they
Have
don't.
you seen that?
No, I have not. I'm not that active in the.
But
At Home Depot.
if you go online, there's a website. It's called boondocking.org, and there's a whole organization of people who have a map of the whole U.S. and all the places that you could go there and like stay for free. All right, and that ranges from like places that you can pay for, and then all the way down to places where they're like, "Look, you can do it." The cops roll out around 3 a.m., so like don't have any lights on, but like yeah, you can stay here. So it's a whole range of like possible spots. If you're gonna get an RV, I think travel the U.S.
Dave's not getting
right?
an RV. Unless a girl says, "Hey, Dave, you should get an RV." Dave's like, "I'll buy an RV. Let's go to the RV store. I got my wallet right here."
Hey,
Yeah, you think I'm kidding?
why not?
I told your current. I said, all you got to do is tell him that you want him to do something, and he does it. All the money in his account will drain down to nothing, and it's easy. All you got to do is tell him, try it. Try it. Tell me that's not true.
I'm not gonna counter.
Comment. You
I'm
can't.
not gonna
you can't
counter
comment.
and come at you like that because I can come right back.
He's
I
got
know.
too much dirt.
Too much dirt.
I could just come right back at you.
Yep,
and
yeah. No, women are something. Right, Connor? That's why you went gay, right?
That's why
I'm
they're
actually
drinking it.
pescatarian.
Pescatarian. Isn't that what I am?
Do you eat fish?
I had sushi for lunch. Yeah, California roll.
I guess yeah.
Yeah, some
California
sushi.
rolls.
Yeah, some
not
sushi.
Sushi.
Hey,
You had imitation crab meat, avocado, and cucumbers with.
Very intriguing.
what is it?
The Lobster.
Oh, I've seen it. That's a good movie. He's basically
American Horror Story?
No. It's like almost post-apocalyptic. But
I
the
told
only
you there's nothing
you have to think it's like a whole new.
He jumps right on it. I love it.
It's like a whole new world order, or at least like a government order in like England. Like, so basically, you always have to have like a partner. If you don't have a partner, then what's the fucking point of you, right? So they turn you into an animal.
So you have to go to like a 45-day hotel room, and you have to find a partner in that hotel room.
That's also a lobster?
No, in that hotel room. And if you don't, before you go into this like reservation, hotel, whatever, you have to choose what animal you will turn into if you don't find a partner. They
Ooh.
will transform you into some strange animal.
Vivarium? Nobody? Anybody?
Vivarium. Is that like the drug movie?
No, Vivarium. It's about a bird. It's really, I can't even describe it.
Who's the guy in the movie? It's
Is
like
this a bit?
it's a famous
It's a
actor.
famous actor. He's from
No, we're talking about
Nick's
Hoping to find the perfect place to live, a couple travel to a suburban neighborhood in which all of the houses look identical.
Yeah, they're literally all the same.
But when they try to leave the labyrinth-like development, each road mysteriously takes them back to where they
Back
started.
to the same house over and over again. They're like,
I would watch that.
no,
I'm
it's worse.
surprised.
It gets worse. There's
Is it a good movie or?
they give you a baby.
All right, chill. I mean, is it a good movie
It's
or not?
really fucking good.
All right, then I'll
It's
watch
got
it.
a
then.
5.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Hey, fuck those people. It's a really good movie. Who's,
73 on Rotten Tomatoes.
what's the actor that's in it?
I can't think of his
It's only
name.
3
I'm
people or 4
pulling it
people.
up.
It's a guy. and
Jesse
girl.
Eisenberg.
Well, it's not the Godfather, but you know what? It's probably pretty good.
I've never watched The Godfather.
Me neither.
You can always just say you have, and it's like just as impressive.
It's basic. It's
On the day of my daughter's wedding.
Yeah, you can do the parts. You
Yeah.
can even add them all together.
I'm going to summarize vivarium as a cycle of life. Somebody does something else happens, and something else happens, and it goes back to the beginning, and then something happens. It's based around birds and eggs.
Let me just say that their budget was 4 million euros. Any guesses on what their box office did?
It said 5 million euros.
Bought a laptop.
How much research did you do before purchasing?
A decent amount. I know.
How did you research without a laptop?
my phone?
Oh,
You know, the laptop that fits in your pocket.
okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of a laptop if you did everything on your phone?
I can't do everything on my phone is the reason why.
By the way, doing it doggy style.
They don't know the movie.
No. But already, gentlemen.
Hey, let's
I'm
play
gonna go
Nick
take
out
care of
on his
children.
own podcast. Here we go.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Nick. Bye. Dave, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
What do you want to say to the 3,400 viewers?
Oh, I went to a furniture store and I purchased some furniture, and they keep calling me back and trying to get me to buy more stuff. And I said I was only interested in one night stand.
Nice.
Nice ending.
I love it. I love it.
All right, let's play Dave out.
We need to bring Dave in for the short jokes.